managed to locate some very special people, and we're going to ask them what they think of when I say metronome, and yeah, let's do it. So guys, when I say a metronome, what do you think of?
I think of musicians and how they keep in time, and chiming thing on the metronomes is so cool, you know, like amazing.
What about you?
But with an M.
But no, it's much deeper than that.
An analog or pendulum clock can also be called a metronome, with beats happening every second. This can serve as an impromptu timer or a stopwatch.
This ensures that a musician's music actually sounds good and that their beats are in time. So without a metronome, there would be no Beethoven, no Eminem, and no Drake. Damn you, metronome.
After all this chit-chat, how does it really work?
A mechanical metronome has a weight at the end of a pendulum rod which goes up and down to increase or decrease the metronome's tempo respectively. The pendulum goes back and forth, and the mechanism inside the case ticks with each beat. The simplest version of a metronome uses a button or a dial to adjust the tempo. Some complex metronomes can produce two sounds at once. A software metronome can either be a program by itself or be included in a smartphone. Some recording programs, such as GarageBand, include a metronome as one of its features.
The components used in the circuit were a battery, a wire, two transistors, a variable resistor as well as a normal resistor, a power and light emitting diodes, a capacitor as well as a speaker.
The next component was the light emitting diode, or the LED. Now, the function of any diode in the circuit is to make the electrons flow in only one direction. So basically what it's doing is making the alternating current turn into a direct current. Now, according to BBC, the LEDs had electrons holes in them, which combines with electrons to emit photons and make the LED light up, hence the name. Now, the LED in our circuit flashed on and off whenever the metronome ticked. So it acted as a visual indicator for whenever the metronome clicked.
Another diode that was necessary was a power diode. Now a power diode turns AC into DC like a normal diode, but it's normally used in high voltage applications, and since we are using a 9-volt battery, a power diode was necessary.
Now the speaker is one of the most essential yet simplest parts of the electronic circuit. Without it, there would be no metronome and no ticking. A speaker's main purpose is simply just to turn the electrical energy that passes through it into sound energy.
So we use the variable resistor in our circuit too. A variable resistor can change the resistance of a circuit, as in its name. Resistance is the measure of obstructions in the flow of electricity. Every resistor applies resistance to the circuit by converting some of the electricity into heat. According to WiseGeek, variable resistors consist of a track which provides the resistance and a wiper to adjust it. By turning the dial on the variable resistor, it changes the number of clicks per minute for our metronome.
Capacitors store coulombs of charge. How stuff works states that capacitors store electrical energy, kind of like a battery, except capacitors can't produce electrons, only store them. Once fully charged, the capacitors have the same voltage as the battery, and can therefore replace the battery if the battery is taken out of the circuit, temporarily until all the electrons that they store runs out. Now, without the capacitor, the LED wouldn't flash. A transistor has three terminals or leads. One being the base, which picks up the electrons, and the second terminal being the collector, which stores the electrons. Now, the base can either let the electrons go through the emitter, the third lead, or stay in the collector according to the voltage of the electrons as they go through the base.
A transistor can act as an amplifier by letting a little current go through the base, which leads to a bigger output. Now, let's talk about the current and voltage. The current is reduced or increased as the variable resistor is ramped up or down. This is due to resistance directly correlating to current. All of the components receive 9 volts of energy from the battery, which, coincidentally, is 9 volts.
The safety procedures in the electronic metronome circuit were to have a resistor to ensure that not too much electrical energy flows into the LED in the speaker, causing it to blow, and to have a power diode as a failsafe to ensure that the battery is connected in the right way at all times.
So to wrap things up, a metronome is something that ticks.
The mechanical metronome has a weight at the end of a pendulum rod, which goes up and down to increase or decrease the metronome respect the tempo. Capacitors store coulombs of charge. How stuff works states that capacitors store electrical energy.
You just slapped my ass.
The final part in our circuit is the transistor.
Why would you record me?
The last bit in our circuit analysis is the transistor.
Matthew, look at the wind.
What then? Life.